afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever you are out there in the world, and welcome to the LOGOPHILES, our first episode debut.
Yeah, retry. My name is
Right,
Nicholas Snow, and this is.
Olivia Pippen-Seti. It's so good to meet you all, or see you all, or have you listen. I don't know what's a good introduction to this.
I think listen is good because we're
Listen's
not really
good.
meeting anybody.
I guess not. Yeah. All right. So, before we get started, let's introduce ourselves a little bit and say why we're qualified to talk about writing and psych and all that stuff. So, why don't you go first, Nicholas?
All right, I'm an aspiring author. Been writing since early high school, I believe, and I'm on my fourth draft of my debut novel, working on like three other books all of a sudden. So there's that, and I'm also, I'd say, pretty well read in literature.
Nice, yeah. For me, I am a self-published author of two novels currently. Exposed and Masquerade. They're both part of an ongoing series called the Experiment series, which is amazing. I will actually be reading an excerpt from one of those today, so stay tuned. And also, I have been writing since I was in middle school, and I am aspiring once I go to college to get degrees in creative writing and psych. So I guess I'm a little qualified. I hope.
Yeah, yeah, we got two great qualified people, so this is awesome.
Yes.
And
Perfect.
I've
All
read
right.
Exposed, so I can vouch for her.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes. So today, what are we talking about today?
Today we're talking about writing crafts, which will include
Right.
things that
Which
we enjoy writing and such.
things that we don't enjoy writing as much, things are hard, things that are harder for us to write, things that may be a little bit easier for us to write, and things that and then we will be also sharing excerpts from our own books or ongoing projects, which will be really interesting. So you can be the judge if what we actually told you was the truth.
Yeah, so you can also call us liars later.
Well, there you go. All right. So why don't we start off with what we are good at with writing? Let's start with the positives.
Yeah,
Positivity. Uh,
positivity.
yes. All right. So Nick, what would you say that what are you good at basically? What is something that you look forward to writing? What is something that you feel like flows really easily? Like what is something that you're good at?
All right, what that always came naturally to me is characters, and very specifically about characters is character tone. I like to call myself crazy because I can imagine voices really well. Like I can almost like
Ooh,
actually
I
hear
can
them.
also do
So
that.
epic.
I also do that.
So
Yes.
yeah. Doesn't
Oh,
it help a
that's
lot with
it
writing? Because
helps
like
so much. And then you can like tell the tone and inflection and also like how they sound. Like, is their voice deeper? Is their voice a little bit higher? Is it in the middle? Like, it's so much fun. Like,
yeah, it
especially
is.
when like, and also like when you listen to music, I don't know, I do this, but do you try to match the characters' voices and try to find like a voice claim and stuff like that?
Yes, I do.
Oh, voice claims are great. They've helped me so much. I swear.
Uh okay, just a fun fact about Rogar.
Yeah.
I actually recently did this. Rogar is a character in my debut novel, To Douse a Flame.
He's really cool.
And
He's really cool. I read some of his novel. He's amazing.
Rogar can be a bit of a butthead at times, but
A little. Just a
but
little.
I don't know if you know Poor Man's Poison, but
I can see that. I
yeah.
can see that. Yes. Anyways, we are way off track. Let's get back on track.
Oops. Okay, so
It's okay.
yeah, character tone comes really easily. So once upon a time, I wrote like a trilogy with over like 10 POVs, and it's all first person too. So like, I don't know how I did it, but my friend said that she could be able to tell that each character's voice was unique without even reading like the header of who it is. So I was like really happy with that, but also that helps me grow and keep practicing character tone.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's amazing. I love that. Character tone, I feel like, is also such a hard thing to grasp for a lot of people as well. Like, it's so, like, in depth because you need to know, like, how would they act in a situation? Like, what are they like? You know, that type of thing. And it's so hard to, like,
Yeah,
really narrow it down.
especially if you're writing someone who's very different from you.
Absolutely. Oh my gosh, I have that problem all the time where I'm like, "Oh, you are not. I can't relate to you at all." Like I struggle with that when I have to write a character that I don't find a way I can relate to in some way.
Yeah, same.
But just to segue into that, characters are one of my favorite parts of writing as well. And it's one of the parts that definitely come easiest to me, especially character development and character psychology. Both of those things also come very easily. I have had people tell me in the past that I am very good with the psychology of my characters, and they can tell what my characters are kind of feeling or thinking at all times, which has been great compliment, first of all. Like, I love people who tell me that. But also, like, I work so incredibly hard on that because I'm like, if you don't have a good character or characters, then your story has really nothing at that point.
Yeah, definitely. Because
So, yeah, it's just characters are my pride and joy. I absolutely enjoy writing them, and from what I have heard, I'm really good at it. So I'm like, yay, that's great.
I can vouch for that. Yes. Like, how many times do I theorize about Persephone?
Way too often.
Too often.
Way too often.
Yeah. But and definitely the psychology bit, being able to apply like other knowledge areas of knowledge and expertise you have into your writing is very helpful. So like
Oh,
you with psychology, me, I have a game design background, so I apply that to like
yes.
magic systems, world building and
I've
all
really
that.
noticed that. I've definitely noticed that with your writing or whenever we've talked about like planning for a novel, I've seen that like almost complex way that you go through world building and ways that you do magic systems. It's so interesting to me because I honestly really struggle with that, which we'll get into that later. But
Yeah.
I really struggle with world building and systems in general. So I find it so impressive that you can be like, oh my gosh, like there's this magic system. It's very well thought out. The reader can understand it as they're reading it. I can vouch. I have read his novel, Two Deaths of Flame. Well, not all of it, but I've read a good chunk of
It's
it, I
my
would
fault. I
say.
haven't finished
But
it.
it's really good from what I've read, and I can really like kind of immerse myself in the magic system and the world kind of, and I think it is partly because of that game developer background that you were talking about.
Yeah, definitely. With game developing, I go to writing like how can I make the reader feel like they're able to do this? Like
Yes.
make it comprehensive
Mm-hmm.
without making it like fully fledged out that it feels like game mechanics, but like
Mm-hmm.
I hope you get
Yeah. Oh no, I get exactly what you're saying. That makes so much sense.
it.
What are some other parts that you find really easy to write?
Another thing would be like settings, because
Mm-hmm.
along with game design, I like to try to how I go about writing scenes is I make them also a character. A scene isn't just
Mm.
like a background; it's a character that's also interacting with the story.
That is really interesting because I remember we talked about that our first try filming this. Don't worry, we'll
Yeah,
get into that story another time. But from our
maybe
first
that'll
time
be
filming
its
this
own podcast
own
episode.
episode. Yeah, but I found it really interesting when you said that last time because I'm like, I honestly never thought of it that way because again, I struggle a lot with settings. Setting is not my strong suit. So I've definitely seen in your books you're very good at describing places as well. Whenever I've read, you're very good at describing the interior of things. You're very descriptive, even in like poetic almost, I would say. Like you're very poetic, and it's really it's you are like I literally the first time I read your prologue I was sitting there and I'm like almost crashing out because I'm like, how are you so poetic? It's so good. I cannot. I dream to write like this. Well, I feel like my writing is more very blunt and to the point most of the time. Like I feel like I'm
Oh,
like, oh yeah,
your
like this is
writing can
what's
be
happening.
very blunt, especially with like some scenes like, gosh, no, I'm still mourning.
Yeah, like
The
I can be very
bluntness does help at
yeah.
points.
Does it
Like,
really? I hope so.
gosh, yeah, yeah. Blunt writing can really hammer in to the reader specific
Mm-hmm.
scenes. Like just
Yeah.
how sometimes it can feel just way too direct or way too fast. It's like,
Yeah.
whoa, that it actually helps set the
Yeah.
scene and tone.
Yeah,
And
I
like,
feel like especially Exposed has that where it's just like so blunt and direct, and also Masquerade as well. It's like this is what's happening. This is I'm giving you the facts. Like this is what's happening. That's what's happening. This is how the character's feeling, and then like I kind of break it down into more of a like cohesive type of thing, I guess. But I've noticed your writing is very poetic, which really fits with your story. First of all, like absolutely love it, and also you're very good at, as I was saying before, really good at describing the interior of things, which I also really love. Like you're describing of like I think it was the council room in one of your chapters. I was like,
oh,
oh my gosh, I aspire to describe like this.
I'm so happy you're happy about the council room because that one was actually tricky because I had so many ideas for it.
Yes,
I
that's always hard.
yeah, in one draft, I accidentally changed the entire layout of the room mid draft. So I was
Oh
like,
my gosh.
weren't you supposed to be there?
Hey, it makes sense though. I mean, like, it's writer problems.
Writer problems. It's the life.
Yes. Oh,
But
it
what
is
about
definitely.
you? What other things do you really look forward to writing about or that you just excel or find easy?
Dialogue. For me, it is definitely dialogue. I am very good at having people, I guess, talk back and forth in a conversation. And most of the time with me, I guess I am more of a talkative person, I would say. And I think in terms of dialogue. I think in terms of songs, I think in terms of dialogue. And it's very, again, blunt and direct. So when my characters converse, I try to make it go kind of on the vein of actual human conversation where it's like, okay, this person may repeat themselves once or like freak out in this sense. Like, of course, sometimes I might cut that out, I might trim it, but you'll see like hesitation in the dialogue. You'll see them talking back and forth like actual human beings. And I feel like a lot of some books that I have read, not all, not definitely not all, but some books I have read, it's very kind of like, again, flat, which is totally
Yeah.
fine. But I feel like dialogue is also just so interesting because it really just sets up your characters really well, it sets up the story really well. Because how are you going to know really what's happening unless it's from your character's internal point of view, which is definitely part of it, or your external dialogue as well?
Yeah, and dialogue is also an amazing way to balance both external and
Exactly.
internal little
Exactly.
showcasing of the character.
Yes. Oh, it definitely is. Oh
Yeah,
my
and
goodness.
then
Yeah.
definitely exposed. The dialogue is like amazing,
Thank
especially
you.
when two characters in Exposed, Atlas and Trinity, my heart,
Oh, I'm so
the
glad.
very first conversation they have, like gosh, like you already
Yeah.
feel so much for them, and then
Oh, yeah.
how they just like know each other too. Like it doesn't feel like weird, doesn't feel out of place. You already feel the history and the relationship there.
Thank
It's
you.
just them talking too.
Yes. Oh, I love that scene so much. I'm so happy that you brought that scene up. I love that scene. Yeah, thank you so much. Oh my gosh. Yeah. And yeah, just no words to that. Like, thank you. Yeah.
Okay,
All right.
so with all the positives, what are
There
some
has to be
struggles?
negatives.
Uh
There has to
oh.
be negative. Oh no. All
Balance,
right.
balance.
Balance. Yes. All right.
Yeah, we are
So,
not perfect writers. We have struggles.
no, we definitely do. All right. So, who wants to go first? Who wants to lay it all out there? I
You
can
can
do
go
it if.
first this
Okay,
time.
bet
I
I
went
can do
first with the
that.
positives.
That's true. All right. So with me, I actually have the opposite kind of like opposite to you, Nick, from what I remember from a previous conversation and also just our conversation now. I severely struggle with settings. Now, it's not that I can't do settings. It's not that I can't, like show what an interior of a house looks like, but it definitely takes a lot more for me because I'm not really visual. I'm not a visual thinker. Like if I see something visually, it's easier for me to understand it, but I'm not going to think in terms of a house like, oh, what does the house look like? I'm going to think, oh, what does this house represent? Or what does this like, oh, it's just a place for it's like a stage and the characters are on it. Like I describe my writing a little bit as actors on a stage and you're just seeing the scenes a little bit. Like that's kind of how I write. So I'm like, oh, it's just the stage. Like it can move at any point. Why does it matter? Like that's kind of my thought process. And then another thing I severely struggle with is world building. I am not a good world builder. And I have a very hard time integrating it into my writing. I feel like you can definitely see this in my earlier books, like Exposed. You can see it. Masquerade, I definitely got so much better at it. But Exposed is a little bit interesting because it's like, okay, you're just in like a prison. That's it. You're done. Yeah. Uh, and I feel like world building is just so deep because you have to worry about all this stuff as well. You have to worry about governmental systems. You have to worry about possibly what kind of food they eat. You need to worry about military. You need to worry about education. You need to worry about technology, especially if you're writing something in the future like I am. Like, how has the world changed from this point in time now to a point later in the future? So that is also something I severely struggle with and have a hard time doing. It's not that I can't do it. It's just a struggle to me as well.
Yeah, and there's definitely a big difference between like science fiction or like jumping ahead in the future of the real world from fantasy. I write
Yes.
primarily fantasy, so
Mhm.
I'd say actually fantasy has easier because we start with a blank slate, while you have
Yeah.
already a foundation that you have to somehow think ahead in the future how that
Yeah.
foundation would build up have built up
Oh
on.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
So
100%.
definitely a bigger struggle,
Oh
I'd say.
yeah. Oh yeah. So what about you, Nick? What are some things that you kind of struggle with in writing as a whole?
I find it very funny that we have like the similar strength of like characters, but then we obviously just switch up everywhere else
Yeah,
because I
everyone else.
struggle with dialogue.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Like dialogue is one of the things that I dread in writing, and it's very
Hmm.
weird to me because like I can do everything else pretty fine. Like I look
Yeah.
forward to it, but if you make me have a conversation between two characters, I'm either gonna get totally committed to the conversation that nothing happens in the story, or they just go, "Hey, what's up? What's up?" That's it.
Hey, and it happens, you know, like it definitely happens. It's honestly, I've known a lot of writers as well who have also said like, hey, I struggle with this, and it's like the exact thing that you're describing. So I definitely get that from vicariously through other people I've talked to. So I mean, I am so sorry. I mourn that for you.
It's a struggle.
It's okay.
It's really funny because like uh, uh, it's really good to read your story out loud what you write aloud. So when you
Yes.
read aloud conversations, you
Oh yeah.
realize how robotic or like totally weirdly
Oh
emotional they are, and you're like,
no.
can you please calm down, or can you at least show some emotion? You're supposed to be the emotional one.
Oh my gosh. I do have moments like that when I'm like a little like out of it, when I'm like in like a kind of like a writing slump and I'm forcing myself to write. I
Oh
do get that.
yeah.
And I'll read it back and I'll be like, you what is up with you right now? You're not supposed to be acting like this. So I get that extremely to a point, especially when I'm like deep in like a writing slump or burnout and I'm still like trying to push forward. So I get that.
Yeah. I'm definitely not good with dialogue because I'm good at like the external and internal, where those two are their own separate things. Tone is fine, but
Yeah.
if combining those two, I don't know how you do it.
Yeah, that
Like
yeah,
your
it's
writing really impressed me. Like Atlas and Trinity, the ah,
thank you. Yeah,
and then
it just
Persephone. Oh, she creeps me out.
I know, as she should. I mean, I'm just saying. So yeah. And then also like with your books, I've noticed like your world building is so good. Like I can like tell the lore. Like there's so many like you have like different religious deities in your book and you're able to put them like so seamlessly into your story, which is so interesting and impressive. And I'm like, I just this is impressive. Like I don't know what else to say. And then also like there at certain points when characters in your story interact, like I guess or pray. I guess in certain circumstances, like that's really interesting. I love how you tie the religion in there. Like that's really I love that.
Oh, it's pretty
And
good.
then
Yeah.
also the magic system as well. Like it's very consistent, which I absolutely adore. I'm like, oh my gosh, I can follow this magic system. I understand kind of where it's going or the direction I think it's going so good. It's so good.
Yeah, I don't like how well you keep track of it. Like, gosh, I need to
Yeah.
learn some twists.
Yeah, I mean like I feel like you have a real you do really well. Like I've noticed this in like as I've been reading your writing and as I've been kind of getting into some twists, but you're really good at surprising the reader because I'll be
Oh,
sitting
really?
here. No, really, yeah, because I'll be reading and I'll be like, oh, okay, like that makes sense. That makes sense. So like, oh wait, no, I wasn't expecting that at all. In a good way. In a good way.
In a good
In a
way.
good way.
Yeah, that actually
So,
reminds me of something that I have yet to tell you. It's pretty funny, but
okay.
I can't tell you on here. That'd be a spoiler, but
That'd be okay. Well, don't worry. We will have our secret meeting in the back room after this.
in the back room.
Oh my
I actually
goodness,
really want
yeah.
to see that movie. But anyway, don't need to get
And
don't get derailed.
yeah, yeah, yep.
Okay.
Oh but I've really noticed like especially like I've noticed okay, I feel like we're going back onto writing strengths, but you know what? We've got time. But
Yeah, we got
like
time. It's 21.
yeah, we've got so much time. But I really noticed like all your world building and setting work and all of that just like I can really like feel it viscerally, and I'm like, I love this. Like this is great. I'm just impressed.
Thank you so much. But your characters, like, I feel like I'm obsessing over Persephone so bad, and I really disliked her in the beginning. Like, why am I
I know.
obsessing over her? And then, like, their personalities really shine, and even when they're not interacting, I can still
Ah,
think about what they're going on, still imagine
yeah,
what they're possibly thinking, feeling, what they're doing, even if they're not the main point of the scene. And
yes.
there was a scene where you had like tons of people around, and I was like thinking, this doesn't feel like messy at all. Like everybody's there. They feel consistently there. They don't just go
Yeah.
poof. They're like there. So
Oh,
I've
I'm
done that
so
before
glad.
where characters just suddenly disappear. I'm
Oh,
like,
I it took me a
what
while to
happened to him?
harness. Yeah, it took me a while to really harness that because that was also something when there were multiple characters in a scene, like there would be like way too much going on. And that was something I really struggled with, but I really learned how to kind of like anchor it to a point and have them kind of talk back and forth in such a constructive way, which I think is really interesting. And thank you so much, by the way. Like that means a lot to me, like seriously. And
And
I actually okay, sorry, continue.
and one
Sorry.
more thing, how you keep the beat going with your dialogue scenes, because like I struggle with making sure that the beats don't get like repetitive or slow down, while you weave action with like emotion, with words, with like info so well that it doesn't
Thank you.
like push the reader out or make them feel
Thank you.
disconnected. It feels like that
Oh my
it's still
gosh.
flowing, like the story's still going, everything's cohesive. It's so great.
Oh, thank you so much. Oh my gosh. That means a lot to me, like seriously. Oh my gosh, wow. I actually did have something come to mind as like a question since we do have a lot more time left and we've got time to read excerpts and stuff like whatever. But
Yeah.
how so for people who may struggle with my kind of struggles like world building or settings and for people who may struggle with dialogue, like what advice can we give them as writers?
Ooh, okay. So for advice with like scenery, I'd
Yeah.
say try to like, what would your character notice first in a room?
Mm-hmm.
With what they notice first, how do they feel about it? Like, so do they notice that the room is first bright? Do they notice that it's dark? Do they notice a? Do they mostly notice the cracks in the walls? What story can we get from those, and why does that really resonate with the character? You don't need to describe every single thing in a room, just what resonates with the character, and so what resonates with them will also resonate with the reader.
That's a really good tip. And also it kind of plays into what you were saying before, like make the setting a character itself. That definitely
Yeah,
plays into what you were saying. That's really interesting.
yeah,
I
definitely. And if you can give like a boring scene some bits of character, like even if
Definitely.
it's a small thing,
Yeah,
like just some
definitely.
like for example, you can say a boring waiting room, but then you can specifically notice a bowl of brightly colored candy, and then
Mm.
that'd give that boring waiting rooms a bit more of a like a
Yes.
gentle, kinder
It
tone, just like
yeah, it gives
a nice lady at the
like a
desk.
little pop.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that. I'm definitely going to be using this in my writing. Oh my gosh. With dialogue, with people who struggle with dialogue, this is something that I do. You guys can do this with your door locked, door closed, because that's what I do. But with me, ever since I was younger, and this is kind of why I think in terms of dialogue, but this is really helpful. But act out your scenes before you do them. Method acting. It may
Yeah.
sound a little weird. It may sound a little odd even and bit like Olivia, why would I do this? Like what the actual heck? But let me explain. Because having done this, especially with like, for example, like let's just say there was a scene with two characters arguing. Like in my head, I will be thinking about what they're going to say before I even write it down on the page. Like, oh, okay, like this person, like what and also yeah, so like okay, what would this character say in this situation back from this character? And also I might be doing facial expressions, I might be walking around, I might be like, doing the hand motions that they might be doing. So that's really helpful. Another thing I find really helpful with dialogue is have a goal for the dialogue. Don't let it just go on aimlessly. Like for example, if there is like a dire situation, like for example, someone is being held hostage, right? Just as an example, someone is being held hostage, and the main group needs to figure out how to rescue this person. Have the conversation center on that. How do we rescue this person? Of course, it can have different branches. Like that, how can we rescue this person is like your main idea, right? And then you have like, okay, so how do we rescue this person? How can we get in to where they are? Okay, so how badly injured are they? Do we know? Has anyone visited this person? Like make sure, but it all has to circle back to that goal of the conversation. Like for example, like one of the conversations I'm actually currently working on, I'm not going to say too much about it because it is a spoiler for my upcoming book Corrupted. It will be released in August, but besides the point. So
What? What? Oh, I'm so excited!
yes, publishing date will be released this weekend, but besides the point. So anyways, so basically in this conversation there is a conflict, I'm going to say, with a family member, right? There's a conflict with a family member who has some information. That is all I can say without spoiling it. So we're going to say family member that has information. And then these two characters in the scene, most of where their conversation is going is like, okay, how can we get this information? Where is this guy so we can get this information? And then also like, who is going to get the information? Why should you be the one to get this information? That type of thing. So, but it all circles back to family member with information. So I honestly, now saying it out loud, like, it's really been helpful for me to especially have that main idea before I go in. And I hope it's helpful for other people. So here we go.
Yeah, definitely. Like saying that, think of it, give the conversation a goal really connected with me because, like, and then how you started talking about like branching out,
Yeah.
it kind of reminded me about how like I like to work on a magic system. I was like,
Yes.
wait, because
Dialogue
like,
is technically a magic system.
yeah, and I was like, wait, this is opening up so many ideas for me because, like, so for example, with like an info dialogue thing, you can just have a mind like res,
Revelation?
revelation. Thank you. A
You're welcome.
revelation that's the goal of the conversation. So then that's the conversation could go off like discussing little things, explaining little things,
Exactly.
but it all circles back to that one
Exactly.
revelation.
Exactly.
Yeah. So like, whoa, this is blowing my mind. Oh my gosh, I
Yes.
need to apply this to my writing now.
Yes. Oh yeah, absolutely. Honestly, and your advice was so helpful too because I will definitely be applying that to my writing because I need it. God knows I need it.
Same with the
All right.
dialogue. Gosh, I don't
Oh my
want flat
gosh.
robot characters.
Yes. All right.
Unless they
So
are a robot character.
I mean, unless they are. I mean, like we did have that experience last night, but you know what? We'll talk about that in another episode probably. Yeah. Anyways, so should we get on to the excerpts?
That sounds fun. Who went first last time? I think
I think it was me.
you. Yeah. Shall I go first this time?
Yeah, go ahead.
Or do you want to go first? Okay,
Go first.
cool.
Go for
So
it.
this is a excerpt from a practice short story that I wrote, and I'm actually considering expanding it maybe because it's
You
actually
should.
pretty
You
cool.
should. You should.
I love the
You should
prose of
expand
it.
it. Yeah, it's really good. From what I've read, I have not had a chance to read the whole thing yet when you sent it to me, but from what he's read in the last meeting excerpt, whatever. Oh my gosh! Like you guys, your minds are gonna be blown.
Okay, I'll hop in now. Okay.
All right.
11:54 p.m. 22 missed calls, 99 missed texts. I'm alone. No moon. Fog so thick it presses against the windows. The trees' limbs reach overhead like they're trying to close the sky. Ice whispers under the tires, threatening to pull me sideways if I let my attention slip. The road stretches straight and endless. No turnoffs, no escape, just me and the wheel. My phone lights up and rings again. 23, 24, 25. Each vibration feels like a finger jabbing between my ribs. I can guess every message without reading them. 11:59 p.m. My jaw aches from grinding my teeth. The anger that had kept me rigid starts to bleed out, leaving my shoulders heavy, my eyelids dragging. The yellow lines blur and double. I blink hard, forcing them back into focus. A shadow darts from the trees, too fast, too solid. Thud. Impact is wet and heavy, followed by a sickening crunch of bone or metal, something that made my stomach fold in on itself. The car shudders. I wrench the wheel, tires screaming against the ice as I fight to keep it straight. Each breath is shallow, ragged, heart hammering so hard it feels like it might crack a rib. What was that? Animal? Person? Did I imagine it? I glance at the rearview mirror, nothing but swirling black fog and the faint red glow of my taillights fading into nothing. Too empty. The phone rings again. Drive. And that's
See, this is
the
what I mean
excerpt.
by setting. This is what I mean. You are so good at setting a scene and like having those tiny little details. Like, for example, near the end, the red blinking light. Oh my gosh. Like, this is impressive to me. Like, that is so good. Oh my gosh. You
Thank
did
you
so good.
so much.
Of course.
And that was just me experimenting with the prose, trying to figure out how to tell a story with setting only, really.
Yeah, it's so impressive. It's so impressive. All right. Of course. All right. Should I move on?
Yeah, I'm super excited.
Perfect. All right. So
You
this
guys should
is
be also super excited.
all right. So this is the first page of the prologue of my book, Masquerade. It's available on Amazon. I totally did not just self-insert a promo. Anyways, let's go. All right. So a white car parked in front of a blue house in the suburbs of New York. As the car lowered to the ground, all that could be heard was the hum of midnight silence. No normal person would be out this hour. Luckily, the two people inside of the white car were anything but normal. A man sat in the driver's seat, black hair falling over his brown eyes. A single hand was resting on the steering wheel, while his other hand was pushing the button to turn off the car. As the car powered down and lowered to the ground, the second person in the car snorted. Her black wavy hair cascaded down her shoulders. In the moonlight, her skin glowed. She glanced at the man, who stared back at her, a smile on his lips. "Are you sure they're not home?" he whispered. The woman looked out her side window. She couldn't see anything. No car in the driveway, no lights on inside. If her calculations were correct, there would be no one inside the house for at least a couple of days. She grinned, then turned back to the man. 100%. She adjusted the white hoodie she was wearing, then grasped to the door handle. She opened the door slightly, then turned to face the man. "Ready, Hunter?" Hunter nodded. He grabbed his own door handle and exited his side of the car. The woman followed suit, stepping out of the vehicle.
A menace.
Yes!
The suspense. Like, what's going on? What are they about to do?
You're going to have to read the prologue.
I got the book, so I can.
Yes!
I get to know what happens.
Yes! Guys, I mean, if you want to buy my books, they're on Amazon. I mean, go check them out if you want. I'm sorry. Okay, I got to stop promoting myself.
But the suspense, like.
Thank you.
And I already have a guess who is the other person.
Yes. Yes, you do.
And she scares me so much.
She should.
So I don't trust what's happening next after that prologue. It's gonna be anything but nothing good. Nothing.
Yeah, exactly. As
If
I've
it's
been warning
something good,
you.
I'd be shocked. If it was a birthday surprise party, I'd be like, if somebody throws poison cake.
There you go. Happy birthday! Poison cake, absolutely. Yeah, guys. If you want, if you want to read my book, maybe you'll find a poison cake and a birthday party. I'm just saying.
I would not hold it past her.
No, I really would not. Okay. Anyways, we have 5 minutes. So
5 minutes. Oh, 5 minutes.
Yes. All right. So basically, to recap, we talked about writing craft. We talked about things that we like. We talked about things that we hate. We talked about things that we really struggle with. And we read an excerpt so you guys can basically judge in the comments if we are lying about our writing strengths and weaknesses.
Lying about how good we are. Like.
Yeah. I mean, are we that good? I don't know. You're going to have to be the judge of that, I guess.
Yeah. Can't wait to hear what you guys got to say. But we also, don't forget, we gave some advice.
Oh, yes, we gave advice. Yeah, I think that we gave some good advice.
Yep, we are. This is a funny, educational podcast.
Yeah, see, you can even play it in a classroom because of how educational it is.
Yeah, that'd actually be pretty cool.
That would be so cool if someone played it in a classroom or something like that.
All writing class. Here you go, class. Today we're going to listen to this podcast. Actually, that'd be pretty cool in a class, like listening to a writing podcast while you possibly work on a little short story.
Oh, that'd be great. Guys, where is this writing class?
Like, please.
It needs to be on the market. Yes. Yes, please. please. I'm begging. We need this.
I would die for that.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Yeah.
with
All right.
episode 1 of Writing Craft coming to a close in like 4
Yes.
minutes.
Yeah.
Next up is episode 2. What it's gonna be, I don't know, because we
Neither
got
do
like
we.
20 episodes planned. Well, not
That
really
is right.
planned, but ideas.
Yeah, we have 20 ideas about almost. We're definitely going to probably pick one, and we'll hopefully make an uploading schedule. Knowing how we are, that probably won't happen, but it's fine.
Yeah, it'll be a
So
surprise.
it'll be a surprise. You'll never know what's coming. That's the amazing part about this. It's just so random.
Yeah, imagine you having a bad day. You hop on, you find out that there's another Logo Files podcast uploaded. Like peak.
Yeah, peak. So peak. All right. Well, I think, is there any other final remarks that you have?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Well,
I
if
don't.
there is any, it just turned into a spiel.
Yeah, same here. So I'm going to refrain. Anyways, thank you all for joining the first episode of the Logo Files. We hope you enjoyed it. We hope you come back for episode 2. If not, we'll be sad. But if you will, yay! Maybe we'll make a present birthday cake to celebrate.
Oh, totally. It'd be chocolate.
Yes, it'd definitely be chocolate.
Somebody here can't resist chocolate, so it's like perfect fate. But this has been the Logo Files. My name is Nicholas Snow.
I'm Olivia Pirinsetti. It's so nice to see you all here, and we are happy that you joined us. Thank you so much.
Bye.